Listen closely. What I'm about to reveal will change how you think about attraction forever, not just in dating or relationships, but in every interaction you have with women. This isn't some surface level, get-rich-quick scheme for love, nor is it filled with cheesy pickup lines or manipulative tactics. No, this goes far beyond that. We're diving into the raw, unfiltered truth about what happens when a woman's desire for you becomes undeniable, when every glance, every touch, every word she speaks betrays a craving she can't control. And if you've ever wondered why some men seem to effortlessly command this kind of magnetic pull while others are left standing on the sidelines, ignored and overlooked, then you need to hear this right now. Because once you understand what drives true attraction, the invisible forces rooted in biology, psychology, and primal human instinct, you'll never second-guess yourself again. You won't waste years chasing validation from women who feel nothing for you. You won't settle for lukewarm interest or fake confidence. Instead, you'll step into your power, not because you've learned how to manipulate, but because you've learned how to recognize what was always there. But before we dive in, let me ask you something. Have you ever been in a room where someone walks in and suddenly everything shifts? It's like the air changes, people perk up, and without saying a single word, they command attention. That's not luck, that's presence. And today, I'm going to show you how to cultivate that same energy, the kind of energy that makes women crave you without even realizing why. So don't look away. Don't scroll past this moment. Because what comes next could rewrite everything you thought you knew about attraction, desire, and the kind of man who inspires both. The science of attraction, why some men are irresistible. Let's start by breaking down the science behind attraction. Most men spend their lives chasing external validation, trying to impress women with flashy cars, expensive clothes, or rehearsed one-liners. But real attraction doesn't work that way. It operates on a deeper level, driven by biology and psychology. Think about it. When a woman feels drawn to you, her body reacts in ways she can't consciously control. These reactions aren't random, they're hardwired into human nature. Take pupil dilation, for example. When someone finds you attractive, their pupils dilate slightly as part of a physiological response. Their eyes widen ever so subtly, almost as if they're trying to take in more of you. Or consider lingering stares. A woman who craves you won't just glance at you. She'll hold your gaze longer than usual, then quickly look away, only to steal another glance moments later. This isn't shyness, it's instinct. Her nervous system has flagged you as compelling, and no amount of rational thinking can override that reaction. Now, imagine being able to spot these signs instantly. Imagine knowing exactly when a woman is genuinely attracted to you versus when she's merely being polite. Wouldn't that give you an edge? Wouldn't that make you unstoppable? The language of touch, subtle signals she can't hide. Beyond eye contact, there's another universal language of attraction, touch. Humans are wired to seek physical connection with those they desire, and women, especially, use touch as a way to test boundaries and gauge reactions. Maybe she brushes her hand against yours during a conversation. Perhaps she leans in closer than necessary or playfully adjusts your collar under the guise of fixing something. To the untrained observer, these gestures might seem accidental, but trust me, they're deliberate. When a woman touches you even in small, seemingly insignificant ways, she's signaling trust. She's telling you without words that she's open to deeper connection. Ignore these signals and you risk missing out on the entire conversation happening beneath the surface. Recognize them, however, and you unlock a world of possibilities. Energy shifts, how your presence alters her reality. One of the most powerful indicators of genuine attraction is the shift in her energy when you're around. Picture this, a woman who's normally composed and confident suddenly becomes flustered in your presence. Or maybe someone who's usually reserved lights up when you walk into the room. This isn't coincidence, it's chemistry. When your mere presence disrupts her equilibrium, it means you've triggered something primal within her. Attraction isn't about performing tricks or memorizing clever lines. It's about embodying strength, purpose, and authenticity. When you do that, you create an atmosphere that naturally draws people toward you. Women aren't looking for perfection, they're looking for substance. They want to feel alive, inspired, and challenged. And if you can provide that, you become unforgettable. Hyper-awareness, the power of being remembered. Have you ever noticed how certain people remember the smallest details about you? They recall offhand comments you made months ago or surprise you with thoughtful gestures based on things you barely mentioned. For a woman who craves you, this hyper-awareness is automatic. Psychologists call it selective attention, the mind's way of prioritizing information related to what or who it values. If she remembers your favorite book, suggests activities tailored to your preferences, or picks up on subtle cues about your mood, it's because you occupy a privileged space in her mental architecture. This isn't something she does consciously, it's a reflection of how deeply you've embedded yourself in her thoughts. And when you see these patterns emerge, it's a clear sign that you matter to her in ways that transcend ordinary interaction. Possessive energy, the primal urge to claim what's valuable. Another fascinating aspect of uncontrollable attraction is possessiveness, not the toxic, controlling kind, but the instinctive flashes of territoriality that arise when competition enters the picture. If another woman shows interest in you, does she suddenly become more animated in your conversations? Does she find excuses to insert herself into the discussion or throw sharp glances at the perceived threat? These behaviors stem from an ancient evolutionary mechanism, the drive to protect what's valuable. Understanding this dynamic isn't about exploiting it, it's about recognizing that you've become someone worth competing for. And that's a position of immense power. When a woman exhibits possessive energy, it's her subconscious acknowledging that losing you would mean losing something significant. Final takeaway: becoming the man who inspires craving. Here's the harsh truth: people invest their attention wisely. Whether consciously or unconsciously, they gravitate toward those who offer something substantive: stability, insight, strength, or the ability to make them feel truly seen. If you're consistently failing to elicit deep attraction, the solution isn't to study female psychology like it's a puzzle to be solved. It's to focus on becoming the kind of man who naturally commands attention. So ask yourself, are you cultivating the character, ambition, and presence that inspire genuine desire? Are you stepping into your full potential, or are you stuck in the juvenile fantasy that attraction can be extracted through clever tactics rather than earned through growth? Real magnetism isn't about techniques, it's about embodying traits that trigger primal recognition systems. It's about understanding the biological reality of pheromones, the psychological impact of confidence, and the timeless appeal of authenticity. When you master these elements, attraction ceases to be something you chase. Instead, it unfolds naturally, effortlessly, as a consequence of who you are. Now, here's the deal: knowledge alone won't transform your life. You can consume hundreds of books, watch endless hours of motivational videos, attend seminars, and follow every guru on the planet, but if you don't take action, none of it will matter. Information is only powerful when it becomes implementation. It's not what you know that changes your life, it's what you do with what you know. Action is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Watching this video is just the first step. It's a spark, a moment of inspiration, but inspiration without execution is just a passing emotion. Real change doesn't come from passive observation, it comes from active participation in your own growth. That means making a decision, not someday, not maybe, but today, to move from thinking to doing. The real work begins when you decide to apply what you've learned. It starts when you stop hitting pause on your potential and begin integrating the lessons into your daily life. It happens when you make choices aligned with who you're becoming, not just who you've been. Growth is rarely comfortable, but it's always worth it. And the more consistent your actions, the more momentum you build toward lasting transformation. To stop settling for mediocrity means redefining what you accept as good enough. It means refusing to let fear, excuses, or old habits dictate your trajectory. It means looking at your current situation not as a final destination, but as a starting point for something greater. Mediocrity thrives in complacency, but greatness is born from discomfort. If you're not growing, you're shrinking because there is no neutral zone when it comes to personal development. Start building the version of yourself that inspires uncontrollable craving in others and in yourself. Become the person who commands respect not through loud declarations, but through quiet confidence and consistent behavior. Become someone who doesn't just talk about goals, but lives them out daily. Someone who walks with purpose, speaks with clarity, and acts with integrity. That kind of energy is magnetic. It draws people in, creates opportunities, and shifts environments. Because when you become the best version of yourself, not for approval, not for validation, but because you refuse to be anything less, you start to live a life that other people admire without even trying. You become the example. You become the standard. And that's when real influence begins. So don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait until you feel 100% ready. Start now with whatever you have, wherever you are. Take one small step forward. Make one better choice. Commit to one act of discipline. That's how you break the cycle of inaction. That's how you begin to create unstoppable momentum. Your future self is watching. What you do or don't do today shapes the life you'll be living tomorrow. So rise above the noise. Rise above the distractions. Rise above the temptation to settle. Because you were built for more than just getting by. You were built to thrive. And that begins with action. Not someday. Not maybe. Now. So I challenge you, over the next 30 days, commit to leveling up in every area of your life. Not just physically or professionally, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually as well. This isn't about drastic overhauls or unsustainable sprints. It's about making consistent, intentional choices that compound into real transformation. 30 days may not seem like much, but if you show up with purpose each day, it's more than enough time to start building the habits that will shape the rest of your life. Work on your mindset every single day. Your thoughts are the foundation of everything you do. If you want different results, you must first develop a different way of thinking. Start by identifying the limiting beliefs that have been holding you back. Are you telling yourself you're not good enough, not experienced enough, not confident enough? Challenge those thoughts. Replace them with truth. Feed your mind with empowering ideas, affirming truths, and the voices of people who push you to grow. Remember, discipline is choosing what to think about and how to act regardless of how you feel in the moment. Develop your skills with intention and consistency. Mastery doesn't come from passive observation, it comes from deliberate practice. Identify one or two key areas where you want to improve and commit to daily progress. Whether it's learning a new trade, improving communication, mastering emotional intelligence, or refining your craft, the compound effect of small, focused efforts will surprise you. Don't compare yourself to others, measure your growth against where you started. Every skill you develop increases your value, both to yourself and to the world around you. Show up authentically in every interaction. That means being present, speaking with honesty, and acting in alignment with your values even when it's uncomfortable. People respect integrity even if they don't always understand it at first. Authenticity builds trust, and trust is the foundation of influence. Don't try to impress people, aim to impact them. Be the person who walks into a room and shifts the energy, not because you demand attention, but because your presence alone commands it. And most importantly, believe in your ability to become the man who doesn't need to chase validation because he already commands respect and admiration. That kind of confidence doesn't come from external approval, it comes from within. It's built through self-awareness, personal responsibility, and the quiet certainty that you are becoming someone of true value. When you stop needing others to affirm your worth, you gain a freedom that most people never experience. You were made for more than approval-seeking behavior. You were made to lead, to stand tall, to walk unshaken through life's storms. And the only thing standing between you and that version of yourself is the decision to start today to choose growth over comfort, courage over fear, and action over hesitation. This 30-day challenge isn't just about change, it's about commitment. Commitment to yourself, to your future, and to the legacy you're building. So take this seriously. Write down your goals, set reminders, track your progress, hold yourself accountable, and above all, show up for yourself like you've never done before. Because at the end of these 30 days, you won't just be slightly better, you'll be unstoppable. And that's when the real journey begins. If you're ready to take that leap, if you're ready to become the kind of man who inspires undeniable desire, not just in others, but in yourself, then it's time to make a move. It's time to stop standing on the sidelines of your own life, watching others grow while you hesitate. Real transformation doesn't happen in comfort zones. It happens when you decide to step forward, commit fully, and surround yourself with people who are chasing the same level of excellence. So, hit subscribe and join our community of men committed to growth. This isn't just another channel or another social media follow, it's a movement. A brotherhood of men who refuse to settle, who push each other to be better, and who understand that true masculinity is about strength, integrity, and continuous self-improvement. When you become part of this group, you gain access not only to content, but to a culture, one built on accountability, discipline, and results. Together, we'll explore proven strategies that have helped thousands break through plateaus and unlock new levels of success. We'll dive deep into mindset mastery, emotional intelligence, physical conditioning, communication skills, goal setting, and much more. These aren't just theories or abstract ideas, they're battle-tested methods that work in the real world, in real time, for real men looking to build extraordinary lives. We'll share insights from those who've walked the path before you, men who once stood where you are now, unsure if they had what it takes, only to later become leaders, providers, protectors, and examples. Their stories will challenge you, inspire you, and remind you that no matter where you start, you always have the power to rise. And most importantly, we'll support each other. Growth can be lonely, especially when you're surrounded by people who don't share your vision. But here, you won't be alone. You'll be among brothers who understand the grind, respect the process, and celebrate progress, even the small wins. Because every step forward counts, every decision to show up matters, and every man who chooses to invest in himself helps lift everyone else higher. This journey to becoming the best version of yourself isn't easy, but it's worth it. It's about more than just looking good or achieving success. It's about living with purpose, leading with confidence, and building a life that reflects who you truly are, not who others expect you to be. So don't wait. Don't fall into the trap of, "I'll start tomorrow." Tomorrow never comes for those who keep postponing their growth. Start today. Take that first step. Commit to showing up for yourself every single day, even when motivation fades. That's how champions are made, not in moments of inspiration, but in the consistency of daily effort. Because 1 year from now, you wish you had started today. So why not begin right now? Why not choose this moment as the turning point? Why not become the man you were meant to be? Your future self is counting on you. He's waiting for you to make the choice to invest in your potential, to walk away from excuses, and to embrace the fullness of who you can become. And when he finally looks back, he'll see this moment, the moment you hit subscribe, as the spark that started it all. Don't delay. Don't hesitate. Start today. Your transformation begins now.